Indian classic music and Western music. Total number of students are 5,000. So we have branches and then ratio between number of students who are in Indian classic and then Western music. Fine. So, paper last Saturday, Sunday jarigina exam chala easy ga undi. English matram koddiga maarinattu anpichindi. Close test, wording ichi daniki similar meaning unnavi ilantivi pettaru. But aptitude matram chala easy ga undi. Table lo percentage okkate koddiga time taking, adi tappa migilina anni easy. Number series, quadratic equation, approximations. మూడు చాలా ఈజీగా ఉన్నాయి. ఆ మూడు సెట్లు చేసుకున్నా కానీ చాలు, 15 మార్కులు గ్యారెంటీగా వస్తాయి. యాప్టిట్యూడ్ 10 క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా ఈజీగానే ఉన్నాయి. సో అనాలిసిస్లో మాత్రం మీరు రాయబోయే ఎగ్జామ్లో పర్సంటేజ్, టేబుల్లో పర్సంటేజ్ ఉంటే కొంచెం ఆపుకోండి, టైం టేకింగ్ అవుతుందా లేదా డిసైడ్ చేసుకోండి. బట్ మిగిలిన అప్రాక్సిమేషన్లు, క్వాడ్రాటిక్, నెంబర్ సిరీస్లు మాత్రం చాలా ఈజీగా ఉన్నాయి. సో పేపర్ కూడా అలానే ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు మీరు నెక్స్ట్ జరగబోయేవి కూడా. ఓకే, ఇంగ్లీష్ మాత్రం కొద్దిగా మారింది మోడల్, ఒకసారి చూసుకుని వస్తాయి, రేపటి నుంచి పేపర్లు వచ్చేస్తాయి సేమ్ మోడల్లో. రైట్. సో హియర్ ఫర్ దీస్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్, so P in terms of percentage is 18%. Don't convert every number here, but look at the percentage and then ratio. P percentage wise is 18% and ratio wise it is 7:5. Total number of parts 12 parts. 12 parts is 18%. One part is 1.5%. One part is 1.5%. Next, Q percentage wise 15%. Number of parts total 15%. And R 22%, 11 parts. Each part is 2 times. Yes, 28%. Number of parts 8 parts. So if 8 parts is 28%, understand it like this: 8 3 times 24. Apart from that you have 4 more, which is half of this. In the sense one part is equal to 3.5%. Next, T 10%, 25 parts. For this we will go for conversion. For this we will go for conversion because 10 parts is equal to 25 parts. Each part is 0.4 times. So instead of that, better to go for conversion. 10% of 5,000 is 500, which is equal to 25 parts. So one part is equal to 20 times. Next, U in terms of percentage 7%. Total number of parts 5 parts. Not even factor or not even a multiple. So better go for conversion. 7% of 5,000 is 350. 350 is equal to 5 parts. Each part is 70 times. Okay. Sometimes we will go for conversion. Sometimes we will directly get one part in terms of percentage. Right. Question number 31. Number of students studying both Indian classical and Western music in branch P is what percent? Is by what percent less than the number of students studying music both in branches R and S together. R and S together in terms of percentage 50. P itself is 18. So 18 is 32 less that of 50 as you asked about percentage into 100. For 50 it is 32 less, per 100 that will be 64 less. Next, 32. 40% of total number of students in Indian classic music in branches P and U together are males. 40% of total number of students studying Western music in same branches together are female. What is the respective ratio between total number of males studying Indian classic music in branches P and U together and the total number of females studying Western music in both the branches together? Right, you asked about ratio. Ratio between male and female from 2 branches. That only for male it is Indian classic music. Yes, right? And next for female, Western music. What percentage are males here? 40%. 40% of Indian classic music from 2 branches. and here female are 40%. 40% of what? Western players who are from those two branches. So here also it is 40% and here also 40%. You need not to go for calculation. Don't consider it. So now calculate male students who are from those two branches who are Indian classic. Right, look at those branches P and U. P and U. Let's go for Indian classic. Indian classic versus Western. In P it is 12 parts. Is equal to 18%. One part is 1.5 times. Male Indian classic are 7 parts. In the sense 7 into 1.5. 10.5%. What is 10%? 500. 1% 50. Half percent 25. Total that is 525. That is from P. Right? Next. And Western? 5 parts. 5 parts. 5 parts in the sense 1 part is equal to 1.5%. 5 into 1.5, 7.5%. 10% is 500. Half is 250. Again half is 125. 250 plus 125, 375. These are Western players. These are Indian players. Next. From U, it is total 7%. 7% is divided into 5 parts. 7% of 5,000 is 350. 350 is equal to 5 parts. Each part is 70. Indian classic music are 2 parts, which is 140 here, and the other one 3 parts is 210. Right? Out of this, these are all Indian classic players from P and U. Out of this, male are 40%. Here also 40% and here also 40%, so need not to go for percentage conversion. So directly you can convert these numbers. What is this? 665 and then 585. Both are 5 multiples, right? So go for cancellation with 5. Ones, 3, 3. And there is only one number which starts with 133. Need not to consider the second one. Next. 33. The number of students studying in Western music in branch Q are what percent of the number of students studying Indian classic music in branch R? So now you need to calculate Western from branch Q and then Indian classic music from branch R. Right. So Q in terms of percentage it is 15%. And then number of parts 9 is to 6. Total 15 parts. One part is 1%. And for Q we need to go for Western music. How many parts? 6 parts. That is 6%. Okay? Right. Wait a minute. We'll see about R and then we will decide. In R we have to consider Indian classic music. In terms of percentage, R is 22%. And number of parts are 11 parts. Each part is 2 times. And here we need to go for Indian classic, which is the first one. 5 parts. 5 2 times 10%. So in terms of percentage wise it is 10%. 6 out of 10. 60%. 6 out of 10, 60%. Straightforward. Next. What is the central angle corresponding to the number of students studying both music in branch P? Branch P in terms of percentage, how much it is? 18%. Total percentage 100%, which is equal to 360. 100% is 360 degrees. You asked about 18%. First of all, go for 9 multiplication check. As you are getting 18%, answer should be 9 multiple and there are many 9 multiples. If you have only one number which is a multiple of 9, you can go for it. But you have more than one option. You need to calculate it. How do we get 18%? 20% minus 10% of 20%. 10% of 20% is again 2%. So 10% is 36, 20% is 72. Minus 2% will be 7.2. 60 4.8. Next. What is the difference between the total number of students studying Indian classic music in branch S and branch T together, and the total number of students studying Western music in same branches together? S and T. You are asked about difference. S and T. Now, in S total percentage is 28%. And how many parts we have? 8 parts. 5:3. Right? This is the ratio between Indian classic and Western music. And the other one is T. Here, Indian versus Western music. We have more Indian classic music players, right? And for T also we have more Indian classic, right? Directly here itself we can go for difference, individual difference. So total 8 parts is equal to percentage wise 28%. Now what is difference? 2 parts, which is 1/4 of that. Yes? That is 1/4 of 28%. How much it is? 7%. 7%. Or else 8 parts is 28%, 1 part is 3.5%. Difference is 2 parts. 3.5, 2 times is 7%. Let's go for 7% of 5,000. How much it is? 350. For S it is 350. And for T, total how many parts we have? 25 parts. And T in terms of percentage, 10%. What about 10% of 5,000? 500. 500 is divided into 25 parts. 1 part is 20. What is difference? 7 parts. 720 is 140. Right, add these two numbers. 490. Go for individual difference and then add. Because here in both the branches we have more Indian classic players are there. You can go for direct addition. Next. (36-40). Census report of major towns of a particular district in the year 2010. We have 5 towns, population, ratio between male and female, percentage of who are literates. Literacy percentage is also given. Fine. Question number 36. In town D, out of the total number of literates, 55% are female. What is the difference between total number of illiterate female and the total number of illiterate male in town D? Right, you are asked about illiterate. D, total we have 66, population, thousands, is divided into 11 parts. 11 parts is 66, 1 part is 6 times. 5 parts in the sense 30 here, and 6 parts is 36. Male, female. Okay? Next. Out of literate 70%, 70%. Wait a minute. Percentage of population who are literates are 70%. Fine. 70% of 66. And out of 70, female are, where is that? 36 question. 55% are female. Now, what is 50%? 35. What is 5%? 3.5. 35 plus 3.5? 38.5. So you need to calculate 38.5% of 66. 38.5% of 66. How will you get this? 40% minus 1.5%. 10% is 6.6. Double 13.2. Again double 26.4. This is 40%. But you need to have 38.5% only, so need to subtract 1.5%. What about 10%? 6.6. 1%? 0.66. 1.5%? 0.99. Instead of 0.99, you subtract 1 and add 0.01. Okay? Subtract 1, add 0.01. So out of total female, these are literates, but you're asked about illiterates. Total female are 36. Illiterates becomes 36 minus this much. These are illiterate female. Illiterate. How much it is? Subtract 26. Add 0.59. 10.59. And you're asked about ratio, I think. Difference adigara? Wait, difference అడిగినప్పుడు ఇంత అవసరంలా. ఇండివిజువల్గా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. జస్ట్ అ మినిట్. ఇల్లిటరేట్ కదా, దట్ ఈస్ లిటరేట్స్ చేయాలి. Fine. Male, female, total population, literates, and then illiterates. Male versus female ratio is given as 5:6, so it is 30 and then 36. For calculation purpose, let me treat it as 300 and then 360, because those are thousands only, right? You can adjust zeros, no issue. Out of literates, 70% of 66, they said 55% are female, right? Just now I think we have calculated. Enta madi? Indaka chesam. 25.41. 25.41. Now, what is total 70% of 66? Both male and female literacy percentage is 70% of 66, they said. How will we get 70%? 50% plus 20%. 50% is 33, 10% is 6.6, 20% is 13.2. So total it is 46.2. So out of 46.2, female are 25.41, remaining are male. Instead of this, subtract 26, add 0.59, subtract 26, that will be 20.2, and then you need to add 0.59, that will be 79. Total illiterate male are, subtract 21, add remaining value, 9.21. Out of female it is, ఇలానే తీసుకున్నాం. Out of 36, 25.41 are literates. Illiterates are, subtract 26 and add remaining. Subtract 26, 10.59. You're asked about difference of these two numbers. After decimal you have two numbers, here also two numbers, so you can treat as 921 and this as 1059. Subtract 900, that is 100. 59 minus 21, 38. You should see 138. Fifth option. Next. What is the respective ratio between total number of female in town C and the total number of female in town E? Ratio between female in town C and female in town E. Right. Town C, how many parts we have? 8 parts. And female are 5 parts. So 5 out of 8 parts and into 148. Don't calculate this, keep it like that. And from E, total we have 15 parts, female are 8 parts out of 15, and the total value is 75. 15, 5 times, 5 gets cancelled. And I think directly you can go for 8 multiple. 8 once 68. No, 4 multiple. 4 only. 4 multiple. 4 3 times 7 times. So 37 by 16. Next. What is the difference between total number of literates in town A and town B together and the total number of illiterates in town C and town D together? So you need to calculate difference between literates from A and B and illiterates from C and D. This is what you need to calculate, and you don't have any gender segregation, so you have to take both male and female. Literates from A, what percentage is? 60%. 60% of 150 or 150% of 60, that is 90. From A it is 90, and from B it is 65% of 84. 65% of 84. Out of 84, 50% is 42, 10% is 8.4, 5% is 4.2, 8.4 plus 4.2, 12.6. Total it is 54.6 plus 54.6. Literates from A and B. Now illiterates from C and D. From C, 75% are literates. Illiterates are 25%. Correct? 25% of this number, half and half. Half of this number, 74. Again half, 37. So from C it is 37, and from D, 70% are literates, illiterates are 30%. 10% is 6.6. 30% will be 19.8. 19.8. Illiterates from C and D. And now you need to go for difference. 37 plus, treat this number as 20. You can add, you can subtract 0.2 later. 57. And from 57 you need to subtract 0.2. That will be 56.8. You have 54 here and you have 56 here. That will be 2.8. Subtract 3, add 0.2. Subtract 3, 87. 0.6, and then you need to add 0.2, that will be 87.8. 878. See, all the values are in thousands, right? So after this you need to multiply number with 1000. Otherwise you should see numbers in particular order. 8, 7, 8. Only one option, fourth option. Next, what is the average number of, total number of female belonging to town A, town B, town C? Average of town A, B, C female. Right. From town A, we have total 5 parts. Total 5 parts, which is 150. Each part is 30. Female are 3 parts. 3 30s, 90. And then from B we have total 12 parts. 12 parts is 84, 1 part is 7 times. 7 5 is 35. Plus 35. And from C we have total 8 parts. That is equal to 168. Female are 5 parts. We'll go for 5 out of 8 into 78. 148. Because 148 is not a direct multiple of 8. So that's the reason. 4 2 times, 37 times, 37 5 times, 37 10 times, and then go for half of it. 37 10 times 370, half of that is 185 by 2. By 2. 92.5. But you're asked about average, which is 1/3 of this number. 90 90, 180, 180 30, 210, and then 7.5. 217.5 by 3. Your answer should start with 72 point something. How many are there? Okay, many are there. 72.5 into 1000. 72,500. Fourth option again. Population of town B is what percent less than total population of town A and E together? Population of town B, how much it is? 84. And A and E together? 225. And one value is 84, the other value is 225. 84 is how much less than 225? 16 add cheste 141 I think. 84 is 141 less that of 225. Percentage, right? So into 100. This is what you need to calculate. But look at your options. Options are nearby 64, 62, 66 something. So they are near about 66 or 65. First let me calculate 60%. 50% of this number is 112.5. 10% is 22.5. So 60% is sum of these two numbers. How much it is? 135. So 135 is 60%. To make it 141, we need to add 6 here. Now I need to identify 6 is what percent here. 1% is 2.25. 3 times of that number is 6.75. So here you need not to even add 3%. So answer should be somewhere around 2% and then above. So answer will be 62% and then something else. How many options are there? 2 options are there. Look at those 2 options. 62 2 by 3. 62 1 by 3. Wait. What about 2%? 4.5. Again still you need to add 1.5. 1.5 is 1/3 of this number. So here also you need to add 1/3 of this, which is 2 by 3%. Total 62 2 by 3%. Next, 41. Ram received a certain amount from his father. He invested 2/5 of that amount for 5 years in scheme A, which offers simple interest at 12% per annum, and the remaining amount in scheme B for 2 years, which offers compound interest compounded annually at 10% per annum. If the difference in total amount received from scheme B and the total amount received from scheme A was 1892, how much did Ram invest in scheme B? Scheme B. In scheme A, he invested 2/5. 2/5 in the sense 40%. Remaining will be 60%. It asked about 60%. Answer should be even number, at the same time multiple of 3. Is it 3 multiple? This cannot be your answer. Is it 3 multiple? Yes. Is it 3 multiple? This cannot be your answer. Is it 3 multiple? Yes. And the next one? Yes. If you have only one such number, you can go for it. But you have 3 options which are 3 multiples. So in scheme A he invested 40% and in scheme B he invested 60%. This is given at simple interest for how many years? 5 years at the rate of 12%. So total interest will be 60%. 60% of what? 40. 60% of this number is 24. This is interest. And scheme B is given for 2 years at the rate of 10% compound interest compounded annually. So for 2 years you will get 21%. 21% of this number. 10% is 6, 20% is 12, 1% is 0.6. Total 12.6%. And the total amount received from scheme A is 64% and from scheme B it is 72.6%. Difference between these two numbers, 8.6%. Percentage wise it is 8.6%, and in terms of a number it is 1892. It asked about how much is invested in scheme B, which is 60%. Let me go for last digit verification. Many are there. We have to solve it. Many are there. Come on. Forget about point here. Looks like 86. 86 2 times. 86 2 times. 172. Apart from 172, how much we have? Again 17 and then 2. 172, which is again 2 times. So that will be like 22 times. 22 times of this number. 10 times is 60 or 600. 20 times is 1200. 2 times is 120. Are you getting my point? So your answer should start with 132 and something. I am not worried about number of zeros. I should see these numbers. Are you getting? Right. So answer should be 13,200. Next 42. A shopkeeper marked the price of an article 40% more than its cost price. Supreet purchased the same article at a discount of 20% on the market price, but also paid VAT of 10% on the discounted price. Fine. Supreet then sold the article to someone for 6,776 and thereby earned a profit of 10%. Fine. On the price that he paid to shopkeeper. What was the original cost price of the product? Original cost price of the product, let it be 100%. And he marked it as 40% above the cost price. So market price becomes 140%. But he is given 20% discount. 20% discount on this number is 28. So now selling price becomes 112%. But Supreet paid 10% VAT on this number. 10% on this number is 11.2. So now he got it for 123.2%. This is total cost price of article for Supreet. He sold it to other person at a profit of 10%. Profit of 10% on this number is 12.32. That will be 135.52%. And he sold it for 6,776 rupees. It asked about 100%. Original cost price is 100%, which is equal to how much? Forget about decimal here. 135.52. Half of this number is 6,776. Are you getting my point? So into 100 divided by 2. What is divided by 2? 50. Into 100, 5,000. Answer is 5,000. Next, train A is travelling at a speed of 90 km per hour in the direction towards train B. The length of train B is 1.5 times that of train A. Train A is travelling at a speed of 54 km per hour and crosses train A completely in 10 seconds. Right. What is the length of the platform which train A can cross in 35 seconds? Fine. Now tell me, in which direction both train A and train B are moving? Opposite. How can you confirm that? They said, no. Train A is moving towards train B, they said. Train B can move in the same direction, or train B may coming from the opposite direction also. Okay? Crossing lekapothe overtake idi kaadu. Major condition adi kaadu. Condition I'll tell you. What is speed of train A? Right, 90 km per hour. If train B is moving at 54 km per hour, if train B is moving at 54 km per hour, in both the cases In first case, can train B crosses train A? No, never. Train A, train B ni cross chestadi, B A ni cross cheyaledu. If it is moving in the opposite direction, yes, definitely train B can cross train A. They clearly mentioned the length of train B is 1.5 times that of train A, and train B is traveling at a speed of 54 km per hour and crosses train A completely. Train B crossed train A. So that should be in second case only, so both are moving in opposite direction. Speed మీద conclusion వస్తుంది, క్రాసింగ్ లేకపోతే ఓవర్టేక్ ఈ వర్డింగ్ టెర్మినాలజీ మీద కాదు, స్పీడ్ మీద కంక్లూజన్ వచ్చింది. సో బోత్ ఆర్ మూవింగ్ ఇన్ ఆపోజిట్ డైరెక్షన్ and length of train B is 1.5 times the length of train A, they said. So let the train A length be 100% and train B becomes 150%. If train A, one train crosses another train, total distance traveled in that case will be train A plus train B length, which is 250%. And both are moving opposite direction, so relative speed becomes S1 plus S2, right? So distance traveled in this case is equal to 250%. Distance is equal to speed into time. Both are moving opposite to each other, so relative speed becomes 144 km per hour. Convert these to meter per second into 5 by 18 into. So far we have speed only, time. In how much time? Train B cross train A, 10 seconds into 10. 18 10 times is 180, but here we have 36 less than 180. 36 in the sense 18 2 times. 10 times minus 2 times, which is 8 times. 8 5 is 40. 40 into 10, 400. So 250% is equal to 400. Length of train A is 100% is equal to how much? 10% of this number, 25. 40% is 100. 10% is 40. 40% is 160. So length of train A is 160 meters. And now train A crosses a platform in 35 seconds. If a train crosses a platform, distance will be equal to train length plus platform length, distance, and that is equal to speed into time. In how much time? 35 seconds. Now only train A has speed, which is 90 km per hour. Convert it to meter per second into 5 by 18. 18 5 times. 5 5 is 25 into 35. I will treat 25 as 30 minus 5 and 35 as 30 plus 5. A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square. 30 square minus 5 square. 900 minus 25. 875. So x is equal to 875 minus 160, which is 715 meters. Length of platform is 750. Next, at present Sumer's wife Midula is 22 years more than their daughter Kia. The difference between 4 times the age of Sumer 10 years from now and thrice the age of Midula 10 years from now will be 70. If at present Sumer's age is 6 times the age of Kia, how many persons are here? Sumer, wife, Kia. Let Kia's age be X, because you have comparison between Sumer's age and Kia age and mother's age to Kia age. Mother's age is 22 years more than Kia's age, so it becomes X plus 22, and Sumer's age is 6 times of Kia's age, which is 6x. This is present age. After 10 years, Sumer's age becomes 6x plus 10 and wife's age becomes X plus 32. And the comparison, they said the difference between 4 times the Sumer's age after 10 years, 4 times of this number, and thrice the Midula's age 10 years from now, 3 times of this, 3x minus 32 3 times, which is 96, is given as 70. Difference of these two numbers is 70, they say. and it becomes 24x plus 40. 24x plus 40. 24x minus 3x, which is 21x, minus 96 plus 40, minus 56. Take that to right hand side, that becomes 126. X is equal to 6 times. So Kia's age is 6 times. Sumer's age becomes 36. And what is your question? What is your question? What is the respective ratio between Kia's age 26 years from now? Kia's age 26 years from now will be 32, and I think we are done with this. Answer, oh, 2 options are there. Sumer's age 26 years hence. After 26 years, Sumer's age will be how much? 62. And ratio is 16 by 31. 16 is to 31. Next, 45. The perimeter of right angle triangle is 90 meters. The sum of 2 sides other than hypotenuse is 51 meters. With this information you can calculate hypotenuse length, right? And what is the length of the smallest side of the triangle? We are asked about smallest side of the triangle. Come on, right angle triangle, perimeter is 90, sum of other 2 angles is 51, so hypotenuse becomes 39 here, but sum of these 2 becomes 51, right? Pythagoras triplet, Pythagoras triplet, you have 39 here, which is a multiple of 3 and 13. 3 and 13. Can you tell me Pythagoras triplets where 13 is involved? 5, 12, 13. This is Pythagoras triplet? Yes or no? 3 times of this number, 15, 36, 39. You have one number 39. Tell me sum of these 3 numbers. Sum of 3 numbers. 39 plus 36, 75 plus 15, 90. All conditions satisfied, right? What is smallest angle? Smallest side length, 15. That's it. So here itself we can conclude 5, 12, 13. What is sum of 3 numbers? 30. You have 13 here, but our actual number is 39, which is 3 times of this. So sum of initial numbers is 30, 3 times of that number is 90, satisfied. Least side is 5, 5 3 times is 15 answer. Next, a jar has a mixture of milk and water in the respective ratio 9:4. From this 26 liters of the mixture was taken out, and after that 8 liters of pure milk was added. If the final quantity of the mixture is 60 liters now, what is now the respective ratio of milk and water in the jar? So for these type of questions, what is total quantity? What is total quantity? Final quantity 60. Now we have milk and water. Total quantity is 60 liters. It asks about ratio. How many parts we have? Is 4 factor of 60? This is possible. What is total number of parts? 8. Is 8 factor of 60? No, this cannot be answered. Sum is 7. 7 is not a factor of 7. 60? Not possible. Sum 5 parts. 5 is factor of 60. Possible. So you have to do it. More than one option, right? Like that, if there is only one option where sum of numbers in ratio is factor of your final quantity, then that number is your answer, right? But you have more than one option, so you need to do it. You have some quantity. From this 26 liters were taken out and 8 liters of water is added. Now the quantity is 60 liters. With this information, can you tell me how much quantity we have here? Array? can you tell me how much quantity we have? Let's say initial quantity is X. 26 liters were drawn and then 8 liters were added. Final effect is 18 liters were subtracted. Final effect is 18 liters were subtracted. After subtracting 18 liters, now you have 60. Then final quantity will be 78, right? Yes or no? So my initial quantity is 78 liters. And which is in the respective ratio 9:4. Total parts 13 parts. 13 how many times is 78? 6 times. So milk quantity is 9 parts. 9 6 times 54 liters. Water quantity is 4 parts. 4 6 times is 24. Okay? How many parts we have? 13 parts. How many liters were drawn? 26. 13 parts is equal to 26. 1 part is equal to 2 liters. So milk is 9 parts. 9 to 18. So you need to subtract 18 liters of milk. And water how many parts? 4 parts. 4 parts will be 8 liters. 8 liters of water is drawn. And then 8 liters water is added. No change. Yes or no? So final quantity between milk and water is 54 minus 18. Subtract 20, add 2. 36 and it is 24 final. 12 cancellation with 12, 3 times and then 2 times 3:2 answer. (47) A tank has 3 inlets A, B, C and 1 outlet D. A takes half the time taken by B to fill the empty tank completely. So A, B, C are inlet pipes and D is outlet pipe. A, B, C, D. This is outlet, so let me write it as D, minus D. A can fill the tank in half the time taken by B. So if B takes 2x number of hours, A takes only x hours to fill the tank. You are talking about time. And next, C takes 1.5 time taken by B to fill the empty tank. 1.5 times of 2x is 3x hours to fill the tank. Next, the time taken by D to empty the full tank is double the time taken by B to fill the tank, which is 4x. If the time taken by A to fill the tank, empty tank completely is 3 hours. In the sense, x is equal to 3 hours. 2x, 6, 3x, 9, 4x, 12. How much time will it take to fill the tank if inlets B, C and outlet D are open? Now you don't have A. 6, 9, 12. LCM? Come on. Hours, right. Let's go for units method. 36. Total number of units are 36. LCM of 3 numbers. So per hour work will be 6 units positive work, 4 units positive work, 3 units negative work. All are open. They can fill 7 units in 1 hour. And total quantity is 36 units. For 36 units, what is the time taken? 36 by 7, which is 5, 1 by 7 hours. Or else if you want to go for 1 hour work, let's go for 1 by 6 plus 1 by 9 minus 1 by 12. Minus 1 by 12. 36 here, 6 plus 4 minus 3, which is 7 by 36. In 1 hour they can complete 7 by 36 work. To complete total work they need 36 by 7, which is 5, 1 by 7 hours. It's up to you. Next, in an election, only 2 candidates contested. 25% of the registered voters did not cast their vote. So only 75% of total registered voters have participated in election. And 235 votes were declared as invalid. So what about total valid votes? Total valid votes? 75% of registered voters have casted their vote, and out of this 235 are valid, so invalid votes are invalid are 235, valid votes are minus 235. There are two contestants. The winner got 72 votes more than his opponent. So winner will get half of this plus 36. See, you have some number. They are going to share, let's say 50-50. What will be the difference here? If they are getting 50% and 50% here, what is the difference? 0. But what is difference here? 72. Okay. If winner gets 50% and 36, loser will get 50% minus 30. What is difference between these two numbers? 72. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? That's why 50% of this half plus 36. Then difference will be 72. అర్థం కాలేదా? అర్థం కాకపోతే ఇంకొక స్టెప్ వేస్తాం. సరే. So these are the number of votes that winner is going to get. Next, the number of valid votes received by the winner is 35% of the number of registered voters. Registered voters are 100%, and he is getting 35% of it. So winner will get 35% of total votes, which is 35%. And how many registered voters have casted their vote? 75%. 75% have casted their vote, and this is what you need to calculate. 75%, answer should be 3 multiple. Should be a multiple of 25. Should be a multiple of 3. I think how many 25 multiples are there? How many 25 multiples are there? How many are there? 75%. Or else 3 multiples. Yes, no, 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 no. 2 and ekkadunnayi? Only one option, right? 2445 is the only number which is a multiple of 3, I think. 14, 8, 14, 5. 2445. Sorry. Rand. Tappadiga. Take 2 common. 75% minus 235 plus 72 by 2. 2 comes to left hand side. That becomes 70%. Take this to right hand side. 5% minus 235 plus 72. When it comes to left hand side, that becomes 235 minus 72. Subtract 100, add 28. Subtract 100 and add 28. Add 28. 63. 5% is 163. 50% is 1630. 100% is 3260. But your question is about how many registered voters have casted their vote. 75%. 75%. Now will you get 75%? Half plus half. Half 1630. Again half 815. Add these numbers 2445. Need not to touch this question at all. Your first sentence says 25% of registered voters did not cast their vote, so 75% have casted their vote. And you asked about 75%. 75% is 3 multiple. 25 3 times. 3 multiple. Answer should be 3 multiple. And there is only one 3 multiple. Done. Next. (49). A starts a business investing a certain amount of money. B joins A after 4 months from the start of the business. So he will be there for only 8 months. By investing twice the amount of money invested by A. So A started business with X rupees and will be there for only 12 months. B started after 4 months, so he will be there for 8 months and invested twice the amount invested by A. And at the end of 8th month, C joins A and B by investing 1.5 times the A's investment. So A invested X rupees, 1.5 times of A is 3x by 2. C joined after 8 months, so he will be there only 4 months. Next. It was agreed that the working partner would receive 5% of the total profit and also the share according to the investment proportion from the rest of the profit. Profit at the end of the year recorded was 20,400. If A was the only working partner, how much more or less did B receive than A? First let me calculate the value here. 2 how many times? 2 times? 2, 2, 6 times. So ratio becomes 6:8:3. So A receives 6 parts, B receives 8 parts, C receives 3 parts. Apart from this profit, A gets 5% of the total profit because he is the managing. He is managing the business. Working partner. Right. So as a working partner gets 5%, 10% of this number is 2040. 5% is 1020. So out of 20,040 rupees, A gets 20,000. Okay. A gets 1020 rupees, which is 5% of the number. What about remaining amount? 19,380. So A, B, C have to share 19,380 rupees according to 6:8:3 ratio. So total how many parts we have? 17 parts. So this is equal to 17 parts. And in terms of number of parts, B is getting 2 parts more than A. Yes or no? Right. So let me calculate 2 parts is how much? 17 once, 17, 23 I have. Again 1 time, 68, 4 times and then 0. 2 parts will be 2, 2, 8, 0. So B is getting 2,280 rupees extra in share wise. And A as a working partner is getting 1,020 rupees. So difference between these two numbers is 1260. So B is getting 1260 extra than A. Yes or no? Understand this? So B is getting 1260 more than A. 50. A bag contains 8 red balls, 4 blue balls and 5 green balls. Total 17 balls. One ball is drawn at random and another ball is drawn at random without replacement. What is the probability that the first ball drawn is either red or blue? So out of 17 balls, first ball should be red or blue. How many red and blue balls we have? 12 balls. Red and blue, 12 balls. Out of those 12 balls, it is enough to get only one ball, right? In how many ways can we do that? 12 ways. Out of 17 C1. 12 C1 by 17 C1. And how many remaining balls we have? 16. And the second ball should be of green. How many green balls we have? 5. Now we need to get it 1 out of 5 balls. 5 C1. 5. You cannot cancel 17 and at the same time you cannot cancel 5. So numerator must be 5 multiple, denominator must be 17 multiple. How many are there? Many are there. Many are there. Do it 3 times and then 4 times. 15 by 17 double 34, 68. 15 by 68. 17 4 times, 17 double and then double. 51 to 55. There are 5 colleges in University ABC, namely PQRST. The number of students in college P is 3 by 20th of the total number of students in the university. So let the total number of students in university be 100%. Total. From P we have 3/20th. What about 1/20th fractional part? 5%. 3/20th will be 15%. Next. The number of students in college Q is 6 by 25th of the total number of students in university. 1 by 25th is 4%. 6 by 25th will be 6 4s 24. So from Q that will be 24%. The number of students in college R is 80% of the number of students in college Q. 80% of this. Getting 80% is subtracting 20% of this number. 10% is 2.4, 20% is 4.8. Subtract 4.8, that will be 19.2%. Okay? Next. The number of students in college T is 1309. P, Q, R, S and then T. From T we have 1309, which is 11 less than the number of students in college Q. Number of students in college Q. 1309 is 11 less than this number. So this number must be 1320. Then only 1309 will be 11 less than this, right? Yes or no? Next. So 24% is equal to 1320. You know this number. With this information you can get other values. From R, it is 80% of this number, right? Need not to go for 19.2% calculation. You know that number of students in R is 80% of this. Yes? 10% is 132. 20% is 264. So subtract 264 from this. Subtract 300, add 36. Subtract 300, add 36. 1056. Okay? Now you can also calculate 15%, I think. When you know 24% is something, you can definitely calculate 15%. 24 5 times. 24 5 times. 120. You have 12 and then 0. So total that will be 5 times again. Total 55 times. So here also you need to take 55 times. 100 times of this number, 1500. 50 times, 750. 5 times, 75. 750 plus 75, 825. How many times? How many times? Maatladru. 55 times. Total is 100%. 55 times of this number is 5500. So you can even calculate S also. Everything should be equal to 5500. Right? Let me fill this gap, then you can start. First let me target 1000 places. This is 1309. Let me write it here. 1000, 1000, 1000, 3000, 800, 4100, 4400, 4400, 20, 20, 40, 90, 99, 105, 110, 110, add 110 here, 510. Including yes it is 5500, excluding yes it is 4510. So yes should be 990. You have every data. Now you can start. Right? Next 51. Out of the total number of students in college Q, 25% students are pursuing computer science graduation, computer science engineering, and the respective ratio between the total number of male students pursuing computer science engineering and the total number of female pursuing the same course is 6:5. So total 11 parts. Okay. If in college P, okay, the number of female students pursuing the computer science engineering is 12 less than the total number of female students in college Q pursuing the same course. What is the total number of female students in college P pursuing computer science engineering? 5 multiple. Your answer should either end with 3 or end with 8. 3 options are there. You have to do it. Come on. So first calculate 25% of this number. Half and half. Half is 660. Again half 330. So 25% of this number is 330. And male to female ratio is 6:5. Total how many parts? 11 parts. So 11 parts is equal to 330, 11 30 times. Female are 5 parts. 5 30 times is 150. These are female from college Q. And in college P, it is 12 less than this number. 12 less than 150 is 138. 138 answer. So before that I said your answer should end with 3 or 8. Because female in college Q are 5 parts. 5 multiple always ends with either 5 or 0. Yes? So if it ends with 5, subtract 12 from 5, ends with 3. If it ends with 0, subtract 12 from 0, it ends with 8. So answer should be either ending with 3 or 8. Last digit verification. But we have 3 options. Luckily if you have only 1 option, then need not to solve it. Fine. Next 52. In college X is not listed here. Under university JKL, this is some other university. Our university is ABC, I think. The number of students pursuing computer science engineering is 5% of total number of students in university ABC. What? College X, computer science. Okay. So college X computer science is 5% of this number. 10% is 550. 10% is 550. 5% will be half of that, which is 275. So 275 students are there in university X, college X, under other university who belongs to computer science course. The respective ratio between total number of students pursuing computer science and the total number of students pursuing electrical engineering is 11:9. So you know computer science students, which is 11 parts, and electrical engineering are 9 parts. What is the total number of students in college X pursuing electrical engineering? And this is what you need to calculate. Answer should be 9 multiple and many are there. 11 parts is 275, 11 25 times. 11 25 times, 9 25 times is 225. 225 members. What is the average number of students in college QRS? QRS. Right. These 3 numbers, right? These 3 numbers. To make it round figure, I need 10 more. Take 10 from here. It becomes 1000. It is 1056. This is 1310. 1310. Okay? Every number is in 1000. This is 310 more than 1000. Second number is 56 more than 1000. And third number is exactly 1000. So after making every number 1000, you are still having 366. Now you need to adjust 366 among 3 colleges. So each college gets 122. After making 1000, every number is getting 122 more. So average is 1112 answer. Need not to add everything. Equality concept. This is what equality concept. Next 54, sorry. The total number of students in college R and T together is what percent more than the total number of students in P and Q together? P and Q. These two. R and T. These two. Add these two numbers. 21, 45. And this is 23, 65. And what is your question? Number of students in R and T together is what percent more than R and T together? What percent more than this? Right. 2365 is how much more than 2145? 220 more. Out of 2145 into 100. This is what you need to calculate. Okay. Now, what about 10% of denominator? 214.5. But our numerator is 220. More than 10%. Answer should be more than 10%. How many options are there? 3 options are there. We'll see. What about 10%? 214.5. 1%? 21.45. Let it be 21.5. Then 11% will be 214.5 plus 21.45. In that case, that will be 235.95, right? Yes or no? 11% is 235.95, but you have less than that. So you know that answer is more than 10%, but less than 11%. Only one option, 10 by 39. Next, in college S, the total number of teachers is 1/11 of the total number of students in this college. 1/11 of 990, how much is that? 90. So 90 teachers are there. If out of the total number of teachers, 36 are male, out of 90, if male are 36, then female are 54. What is the respective ratio between the total number of male teachers and the respective female teachers? 36, 54, both are 9 multiples, I think. 9 4 times, 18 multiples. 18 2 times, 18 3 times. 2:3. Next. Done? Into 1 minus 6? No. Yes. Into 1 minus 6? Into 2 minus 6? Into 3 minus 6? Into 4 minus 6? Into 5 minus 6? Into 5 times. 10 times and then half. 10 times is 1140. Half, 570. Minus 6, 564. Fifth option. Into 2 minus 1, into 3 minus 2, into 4 minus 3, into 5 minus 4, into 6 minus 5, into 6 ends with 6, minus 5 ends with 1. Only one option, 2881. Go for last digit verification. 481 into 6 ends with 6. And then you need to subtract 5. So answer should end with 1. I think difference of difference. 5, 10, 17. 5, 7, 9. 17 plus 9, 26. 67 plus 26. Just find it. If you have, that's okay. Else you need to change your logic. Do you have 93 there? Fourth option. If you don't have 93, then it will be 11. Because prime numbers. Are you getting? If you don't have 93, just go for prime number order. 5, 7, next prime is 11. Again I think, Difference 16, 48, 144, 432, 432. 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. 3 times, 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. So you need to add a number which ends with 6, the answer should end with 6. 11 are there. 3 times in the sense 1200 plus something, plus 700, 1900, this cannot be your answer, answer is 2036. Are you getting? Answer should end with 6. 2 options are there. You need to add 432 6 times. 3 times. 400 into 3, 1200. 30 into 3 again near about 100, which is 1300, plus 700, 2000. So though it is ending with 6, but this cannot be your answer because your answer should be in 2000s. Only option is fourth one. Into half, plus half. Into 1, plus 1. Into 1 and a half, plus 1 and a half. Into 2, plus 2. 10 and a half, 2 times, 21. Plus 2, 23. Fifth option. (22 square) 484. So 484. 320 plus 480. 800. 800 and then 8. This is 808. Take this to right hand side, becomes positive number. This is 16, take this to left hand side, becomes minus 16. 808 minus 16 is equal to 36x. X is equal to divided by 36. Subtract 8 first, then you can subtract 8. 8, subtract 8 here, 800, again minus 8, 792. 792. 10 times of this number, 360, 20 times, 720. Apart from 720, you have 72. That will be 2 times again. So x is 22. Next. 8790 divided by 15 plus 132 plus 8 into root 676. 26 is equal to how much? Divided by 15, near about 5 times 75. Apart from 75 you have 12, 129, 8 times and then 6 times. 8 26 times. 8 20 times 160. 6 8 48. 160 48, 208. Need to add 208. 132 plus 208, 340. Add 340 to this number. 340, 800, 300. Sorry, 500, 300, 800. 86, 40. 126. Total 926. Fifth option. Next 2350 divided by 14 plus root x. Take that negative number to right hand side, that becomes 153 plus 21, 174. That's better. Cancellation with 14. 100 times of this number. 100 times of this number, 1400. 50 times 700. Total 2100. Again you need to add 250. 250. Then 250. That will be near about 20 times. 250 agar add cheyali mee paade meeru. 10 times 140. 20 times 280. Approximate, near about. So this is again 20 times. Total 170. Take positive 170 to right hand side. Oh, పెద్ద నెంబర్ డిఫరెన్స్ వస్తుంది కదా. Come on, cancellation. 14 ones. 95. 95. Not 6 times. 6 times 84. 95 minus 84. 11. 110. 110. Near about 7 times అంటే 98. ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఉంది మనకి? 110. అంతేనా? అబ్బా ఆగండి అబ్బా, ఊరండి మీ దుంపదే ఆగండి. 6 అవుతుంది, 36 అవుతుంది. ఒకవేళ 7 అయితే 49 ఉందా? అది లేదు. కంఫర్టబుల్. ఎస్. 8 times root x is 6, x is 36. That can be 167 or 168. Both are possible. Verified. If it is 167, your difference is 7. And answer is 7 square 49, which is not there. (64) 64% of 700. 64% of 700 will be equal to 700% of 64. 700% in the sense 7 times of 64 into 0.25, which is 1 by 4, is equal to 28 square minus something. First let me calculate this. This is 16 times. 16 7 times. 7 10 times is 70. 6 7 times is 42. 70 42 112. X is equal to 28 square minus 112. What is 28 square? 784 minus 112. Subtract 100, then subtract 12. 72. 672. But this is 6, right? This is 6009 taken. 6000 divided by 6000. 90 divided by 6, 15. So this particular value is 1015. 8 12 times 12 3 is 36, and you need to add 36 here. This is 1051. 1051. Okay. What percent of 1051 is 946? This is 946 less than 1051. Answer should be definitely less than 100%. Third option cannot be your answer. These two are very close to each other. So answer is near about 100%. First two cannot be your answer. Fourth also cannot be your answer. I'll go with fifth option, 90%. అమ్మా ఇవి 10,000 సారీ 10 hundreds ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ 9 hundreds ఉన్నాయి, అంటే నియర్ అబౌట్ 90%లోనే కదా ఉండాలి. ఇది 1000 900 90%కి దగ్గరలోనే ఉండాలి. స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్.